Okay, so hello, welcome to the live. So good morning, everyone. So today it was a bit late. Okay, just let me share it. Just a minute. Okay, so yeah, so now we are in the Python functions. So we learned about the introductions, decision making, and loops. So in the introduction, we known about the variables, comments, um, printings like f strings, and many other things, data convergence, and also. So in the second chapter, we learned about the if else loops and break and continue, and also the control flow examples that we did. Yeah, and there is Python functions. Now let's get started to it. Uh, okay, so let me just comment something, guys. Welcome to the live series of Project Kaizen. Okay, slowly but surely, we are gonna achieve some. We are gonna achieve the thing that we want. Okay. Okay. Now let's start fully. It's a bit hot here. Let me just open the fan. Turn on the fan. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So let's know about the functions. So functions basically means codes. Let's say lines of codes that you can define, that user can define themselves to do a certain specific task. Yes. So let's know about the functions in this program. It's okay. So in this chapter, you will learn to organize your code using functions. So as you write more complex programs, you will quickly encounter repetitive code. Consider this program to find the total after a discount for a customer. Okay, let's run it. So yeah, total. Let's say 180 because we want a discount. We want discount. Okay, so we have 10% of discount. Okay, if you have multiple customers, you will need to repeat the same. So basically, function is used to basically reduce the repetitions of the same type of codes. Yeah. Now let's just move next lesson. Okay, so creating a function. So so function can be created using this basically an statement that is def. That means it defines a function and a function name. Function name, and then right here you can just pass some arguments. Let's say argument one, argument two, or many more, and simple. After that, below this you can just do some calculations, do some things that you really want to do, or we can just at first we can just set the things like um, basically, yeah, that is for different thing. Okay. Okay, nice. Let's go. Okay, so this is basically a function keyword that is used to create a function, and yeah, this is the body of function and name of our function. So if we want to call it, we can just call it by simply typing its name, and we can just let's run it. That means we'll give hello, how do you do? Okay, the next solution. So calling a function, yeah, we did call it. Print next statement, yeah, we did call it in the previous one. Yeah, so when you call the function, that means the body inside the function will be printed, or we can say it will be called and executed. So when all the instruments are executed, the control of the program returns to where the function was called. That means after calling it here, then it will execute this body, and what it does is that and it goes to this, and then it prints this next statement. Okay, let's go to the next lesson. So whether the following statement is incorrect, it's correct, not incorrect. We can define function using the function keyword. It's false. Again, call a function only once false. The program terminates once a function is called and executed not unless we call a function. The code inside function definition will not execute. Yeah, that's the right thing. So we need to call a function using the function name in order to execute the code defined inside it. Okay. So using a function multiple times. Yeah, we can use the function multiple times. That is the main so function, the birth of function basically happened because in order to reduce the redundancy, yeah, basically we need to do the same kind of things. So let's say for getting a discount to the customer. So what we did was, if the customer has more than if the customer pays more than let's say $100, then he will have 10%. He or she will have 10% discounts. So in order to match to all the customers, so we created a function. Yeah, so we don't need to do the same kind of questionnaires and get the answers for the same kind of problem or same kind of thing that we want to achieve. So that's why the function is very very much necessary. And yeah, so we just need to call a function and we can call it many times as we want. So function inside the loop, yeah, we can do that. Okay, so what is happening here is, so we have created a function in grid. Oh my god, there is sound. Oh, look like an angel, feel like an angel. Oh. Okay. Uh, so what happened is that, so in the decision making and looping, we read about it, that is for loop. So for loop भनेको चाहिँ, it is like when we know the number of repetitions, number of loop, that means how many number the loop will be continue. So that is in the case when we use the for loop. So it's like in this case, we use for loop for 5 times. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 will not be counted because it starts from 1 to 5, because it goes from 1 to the n minus 1. So that's it. That means it will record 5 times. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, function is called 5 times. Okay, what is the output of this code? We have display discharge. Okay, display start function called once and 0, 1. That means 3 times. Okay, once directly and twice through the for loop. So display starts. Okay, so since we haven't called the function, then we will only printing the hello. Okay, so call a function. So write a program to call a function. Define a function and print numbers inside the function. Put two print 5 and print 100. Okay, and call the print function twice. We need to create a function name, right? So define print numbers. Okay, so let's just print. What do we have to print? 5 and basically, yeah, 5 and 100, yes, and call the function twice. So print numbers. Okay, let's just run it. Look like an angel. Okay. Got it. We can just do it. Okay, should work. 500, 500. Yeah, I was just trying to be a little bit smart, but it didn't work that out. Okay, we're gonna just, yeah, that's it. Calling the function twice. Yes, submit and continue. So making a function dynamic. The grid functions we previously created was very inflexible. The output of the function was always the same. Now we will learn to make the output functions more dynamic. It is possible to create functions that can take input and return output in the programming terms. That means arguments. So as I said before, arguments refers to the input passed to the function. That means the input that we pass. Let's say we pass the amount for the discount. We pass the amount which will be if it will check for it is greater than $100 or not. So return value. So it refers to the output that produced by the function. We can return the values from the functions. Okay, so now let's look at the arguments first. That means in this code, as we can see, so here the grid function is defined, and what we did was during the function call we pass the string that is named Emma to this. So this name is the argument in here, and we pass this value here, and then hello. That means this hello Emma. How do you do? Will you print it? Okay, that's it. So if I just uh, last song, last song, llama. So how do you do? That is you just oh my god. Hello last song, llama. How do you do? Okay, that's the next lesson. So this is the argument. Okay. So when the grid function is called, the control of the program jumps to that function as before. Yeah, it will jump to the function as before. So, however, this time we are passing the imma as an argument to the function. This value is assigned to the name variable inside the function. That means this is the name variable which takes the which takes the imma. Yeah. So imma as an argument. This is then argument. This is an variable that basically stores the imma. Okay, let's move to the next lesson. Okay, what is the output of the following code? 100, that means 105 and 25. That's it. Passing multiple arguments. Yeah, we can pass even multiple arguments. Okay, this is basically adding. We just run the code. We have a function add numbers, which has two variables that accepts two arguments. Here is as we can see number one and number two. Like we can just even send it int input and we can send input. Okay, we just run it. Let's see. Let's input 100 20. We'll be getting 120. Just make it. What is it? Oh, number one, and your number two. Let me just run it real fast. Give 5 and 6. That means the sum is the larvae. Okay. Next is print a person's information. Create a function name display info. This function must accept two arguments, name and location. So let's create a function. print the person's information in it. So display display info, and what we do is we take two arguments, that is name and location. Okay, so get a string input from the user and now send to the controller. Taylor USA. Okay, the Taylor string and the contributor value simply. Um, Name and location into separate lines. Print. We just need to print name, print location. Okay, so country is input to input to country. Call the function with argument Taylor and country. Okay, so display display info. Let's go display info. That means we're gonna just go with this name. What is that? Taylor. Taylor, and we're gonna input the country. Okay, that means TAY Taylor. So it will be like it is already there, but we are gonna provide the country our own. Let's go from the input. Yeah, simply Taylor USA, Taylor England, Taylor Canada, and Taylor Australia. Yeah, that's all. So add three numbers. Okay, so define the function. Function name three numbers. Okay, add three numbers. Okay, so let's just say n1 comma n2 comma n3, and so the result equals to n1 plus n2 plus n3, and then we just return or print the result into the function. Print yes, the result. Okay, number two. We have add three numbers n1 comma n2 comma n3. No, that's not it, man. This is num1, num1, num2, and num3. Okay, so now let's run it, and we will get the similar answer. Yeah, input 1 to 3. That means answer is 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, submit and continue. So if you think that this is just the basics, because I think that in every thing, the basic is uh, the what matters, right? So basics are the fundamentals that you need to master. So like let's say you are making some AI application, but you don't know how to optimize any models. That means inside it, you need to find the parameters, and also check again and again to the real world. Like first of all, you train the model and you fit it with the real data, but it doesn't work greatly. So it will be like a reinforcement learning where one learns from its mistake. Like so, it is like giving a dog. Let's say कि उसलाई चाहिँ के दिन्छ भन्दाखेरि एउटा चाहिँ बिस्कुट दिने कि अथवा चाहिँ उसले चाहिँ राम्रो काम गर्यो भने बिस्कुट दिने नत्र भने नदिने त्यस्तो खालको भन्दा चाहिँ द्याट मिन्स इट लर्न्स कि डगले पनि लर्न गर्दै जान्छ नि त यदि उसले चाहिँ हात दियो भने होइन if the dog gives the hand, then he will get the biscuit. That's like a reward system. So reward and that reward and punishment. So reinforcement learning कुराहरू त्यस्तै आउन जान्छ. So even small functions, we need to know about how it actually works. So even if you are just a vibe coding, so भित्र चाहिँ के चलिरहेको छ, like actually what is happening. So you have to know the basics. Okay? So basics मात्र जाने भने पनि it will be a lot more easier even if you vibe code. I'm gonna say that. Eh? Okay, that was my thoughts, but let's move towards this. Okay, it's 6:40 a.m. and let's do it 20 more minutes. Okay, so greet Mia. Next statement. Mia, hello Mia. Name written. The instrument. How do you do? As you can see from the output, print how do you do is not executed. It is because when return is encountered, the control program returns the back to the end of the function call. Then the next statement is executed. Okay, nice. That is an amazing that is an amazing analogy. So if we just make this return, if this return statement is encountered, के हुन्छ भने हाम्रो चाहिँ फङ्सन कहाँ कल गरेको थियो नि फङ्सन डेफिनेसन we have it here. So function call कहाँ छ त्यहीँ पुग्न चाहिँ किताबमा है that means it will return to this function. So that is फङ्सनको काम हुन्छ. So अगाडि यतिसम्म छ hello मियासम्म त प्रिन्ट हुन जान्छ. It will be ignored. Yeah. So and then it will print the next statement easily. So next question. So return value from a function. A return statement can also return a value to the calling function. So here is the add numbers function we previously wrote. Oh yeah. So we can also return this return result and print total. It is simple, man. Okay. So we just create a variable total, which will basically call the add number function, and basically 5 and 6 will be added and returned as the result, and the total will contain this 11. That means result, or the value of the result, not the result, but the part is stored in the result. So and we will print that. The next question, working of the return instrument. Okay. So when the function is called, that means it will the value will go to the variables arguments and sum, and the result that is uh, add, it return the value in this function, and then that is during the total. And okay, next, what is the output of the following program? Return a plus b. That means 3 4, and nothing is displayed on the screen because we haven't printed nothing yet. Although the summation is done, but we haven't printed nothing yet. Product of two numbers using a function. So get product. Define a function name to get product. That is parameters number one and number two inside the function. Multiply number one and number two and return results. Okay. Uh, get product. So num1 comma num2. So what we need to do is product. Yeah. Let's say p equals to num1 multiplication and num2 return p. So return हुन साथ when the system when the return is encountered, that means it will go to the function call. Exactly. So function call मा कहाँ जान्छ भन्दाखेरि get product okay total equals to get product. So we will get number one, comma, number two, and we will get the multiplication, and we need to print it. Print. Okay. Look like an angel. Yeah. So submit and continue. So why use arguments and return values? Using arguments and return values makes a function both independent and reusable. Yeah, that's it. Dynamics कुरा जस्तो आउँछ यसमा चाहिँ होइन. So basically, we when calling the function, we provide the arguments, we provide the values, and the function, where the function is defined, it basically grabs that value and do the operations that we specifically decide what the function want to do, and it will return the result that we want. Arguments the function takes. The add numbers function takes two numbers as an input. Okay, so the add function returns the sum of these two numbers. Arguments return value. So input arguments are basically input to the function, and return value basically output from the function. Yeah, just like saying we need to make it independent and reusable. Okay, the main कुरा भनेको नै reusable नै आउन जान्छ हाम्रो चाहिँ. So that is very important. Okay, and allows us to make a function independent and piece of code that can be reused. evaluate known using function without fully understanding their inner workings. So हामी इन फङ्सन भने फर्स्टमा युज गरेर थियौँ है डेटा कन्भर्जनमा इन फङ्सन प्रिन्ट फङ्सन इनपुट फङ्सन रेन्ज फङ्सन्स yeah so the function definition of this are predefined in Python and always available for use. You simply need to call them. So whenever you create a function, ask yourself two questions: what arguments will the function take, and what values will the function return? So basics one, any basics important one. मतलब चाहिँ के छ भन्दाखेरि so कुनै पनि एउटा फङ्सन क्रिएट गर्छ भने त्यसको चाहिँ मेन टार्गेट हुन्छ कि so what will the function take input, what will the function take argument as an input, this is input के लिन्छ and what will the function return. So that is the main thing है फङ्सनको चाहिँ. Okay, next question, the discount problem. Okay, so yeah, so के छ भन्दाखेरि टोटल द्याट मिन्स हामी चाहिँ टोटल भ्यालु चाहिँ कति छ यानि कि पैसा चाहिँ कति तिर्नुपर्छ भने भयो. सो द टोटल भन्छ क्यालकुलेट फङ्सन गऱ्यो. सो द्याट मिन्स फङ्सनमा गएर चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि यो टोटल भ्यालु पठाउँछ नि यहाँ चाहिँ क्यालकुलेट हुन जान्छ रिटर्न टोटल गर्न जान्छ. अब चाहिँ डिस्काउन्ट भइसकेपछि इफ total exceeds 100, is more than 100. So final amount to pay is basically total for the second customer. Yeah, simple. So that's it. Let's move to the next question. So the discount problem with variable discount. So the common issues that trouble beginners. Are not using the return value properly. Okay. Can you guess the output of this program? The add numbers function correctly returns some of the numbers passed. However, the return value is not being used. Oh yeah. So this is not return result is not used because we need to get the output. So our चाहिँ इनपुट मात्र भइरहेको छ कि यसमा चाहिँ फङ्सन्सको मेन टार्गेट भनेको इनपुट एन्ड आउटपुट हुन जान्छ. सो वाट टाइप अफ आर्गुमेन्ट डज इट टेक एन्ड वाट आउटपुट विल इट गिभ. सो हामीलाई चाहिने भनेको चाहिँ एउटा भनेको आर्गुमेन्ट अर्को भनेको रिटर्न हो नि त होइन. सो हामीले चाहिँ आर्गुमेन्ट चाहिँ पठाइरहेको छौँ या फर्स्ट थिङ इज डन इनपुट बट आउटपुट यसले पठाइरहेको छ बट वेयर इज दि थिङ वेयर इज दि आउटपुट सोन अर आउटपुटबाट चाहिँ के गरिरहेको छ नि त वी हेभन डन एनिथिङ इन दिस केस बेसिकली वी र इन्सर्ट्स किनकि इन्सर्ट चाहिने. सो कमन इस्युज द्याट ट्रबल बिगिनर्स रङ नम्बर अफ आर्गुमेन्ट्स. या सिङ्गल मात्र छ है यसमा चाहिँ आर्गुमेन्ट चाहिँ द्याट्स वाइ wrong indentation. So indentation ekdam it is a very important thing in Python. You need to so keep a close eye on that. So particularly you have wrote 1,000 line of codes, but what you just make a mistake is that you basically made mistake in the indentation, wrong indentation. That will be a huge pain. Okay, local variables. So now let's look at the local variables. So can you guess the output of the program? Basically 7, yeah. So now instead of printing the result variable from the inside the function definition body, what will happen if we print the result after the function call? So nothing name error on answer. If the program is executed as it is, an error will occur due to the undefined status. This is a great example of why it is so important to understand the local variables and their scope within a program. So यो भित्र भनेको चाहिँ यो फङ्सनभित्रको मात्रै स्कोप हुन्छ कि यसमा चाहिँ द्याट मिन्स यदि बाहिर चाहिँ हाम्रो चाहिँ के डिफाइन भएको छैन कि रिजल्ट भन्ने एउटा चाहिँ यो भेरिएबल. ओके, the inside a function definition is local to the function. In other words, the variable doesn't exist outside of the function. For example, yeah, that means this result doesn't exist behind outside of this add numbers. That means it does have some boundaries or scope, we can say. Why are local variables important? Local variables are important because they make functions self-contained, independent, and versatile. Yeah. So as we discussed earlier, the inner workings of function and variables it doesn't matter as against others. Arguments that function takes and return value that from that function. So functions को चाहिँ मैले अघिदेखि भनिरहेको छु functions main दुईटा चिजले चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ काम गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ कि फङ्सन्सभित्रको जति पनि भेरिएबल्स एन्ड अल द थिङ्स द्याट आर बेसिकली the local variables. Yeah. So two things, two aspects. So it doesn't matter कि हामी फङ्सनभित्र के भइरहेछ कि होइन because we need to know most important thing is the arguments that a function is taking as an input and the return value that a function is giving. So yeah. So in this case, add numbers. So we have provided two arguments as an input to this add number function, and what we did was result. That means the sum of the numbers are returned as the result, and this result is printed. What will be the output of the following code? Greeting equals to hello, print greeting. Error. Yeah, error. Because there is no variables that takes the input as an argument. Because input छैन कि हामी दुईटा चिज हेर्नुपर्ने हो नि त इनपुट र आउटपुट इनपुट एन्ड रिटर्न सो इनपुट आर्गुमेन्ट हेर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ अर्को भनेको चाहिँ रिटर्न हेर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ हाम्रो फङ्सनमा चाहिँ सो वान थिङ इज इट हेजन्ट रिटर्न एनिथिङ एट अल एन्ड अर्को भनेको फङ्सन कल पनि भएको छैन होइन सो ग्रिड फङ्सन कल पनि भएको छैन एन्ड अल्सो द फङ्सन हेभन टेकन एनी arguments. Yeah. Now, do you have changed the language in the grid function? Return total. Total equals to add 3,4. I don't think using string as an arguments. So when you define a function, you should use variable names as an arguments, not strings. Strings is going to find then okay. Variable name doesn't belong inside the course. Yeah, though because the grid भनेको चाहिँ यतिखेर चाहिँ क्रिएट भएको छैन कि द्याट मिन्स फर्स्टमा त डेफिनेसन हुनुपर्छ फङ्सनको चाहिँ फङ्सन कल द्याट मिन्स यो चाहिँ कुनै ठाउँमा गएर पैसा केही नतिरिकन खाएको जस्तो भयो नि त होइन ओके सो नेक्स्ट डिक्सलेसन अब थिङ्क फङ्सन ओके okay so argument inputs and return value output with the understanding, we will create three programs in this lesson to calculate. Someone has numbers from 1 to n, the factorial of a number, the largest number having three numbers, the number is ordered even. Okay, let's go. So someone has numbers from 1 to n. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Uh, natural, natural sum. Let's say natural sum. So first input what is the So what are we gonna input? Let's say 1 to n some yeah, we can just do that. So let's say n goes to int input. So enter the number of enter the number up to which you want to sum. Okay. So what we do is let's just let's say sum equals to natural sum, and what we do is n, and then print the sum. Okay, so now input and let's say output and see it will return something so what we do is we will take the input as basically num. Okay, so what we do is let's go. So for I in range that is 1 to n plus 1. So why we did n plus 1 because n सम्म चाहिँ add गर्नु छ because always the range function will only go to the n minus 1. That's why we need to add n plus 1 to go through the n. So we need to create this. Let's say s equals to 0. So s plus equals to basically what I, and then we will return the s. So one thing जब हामीले हुँदै जान्छ यसमा चाहिँ के हुँदो रहेछ भने फर लेट्सको होइन. So let's say user enters the 5. So 5 हुन्छ भने फ्रम दिस हाम्रो चाहिँ फङ्सन कल भइरहेको नि त 5 भन्ने जान्छ 5 जाने बित्तिकै यहाँ चाहिँ अब एन्ड नममा चाहिँ 5 स्टोर हुन्छ नम प्लस 1 हो this is num plus 1 so 5 that means for I in range 1 to 6 हुन्छ that means s equals to 1 and 1 plus 0 that means s1 भइसक्यो हुन्छ अर्कोचोटि जाँदाखेरि s1 छ that means यो 2 हुन्छ भने 1 plus 2 that means 1 2 3 4 let's say let's print it let's run it look like an angel okay I'm just gonna go Python compiler okay okay let's run it enter the number out of which you want to add let's say just 2 that means 1 plus 2 gives 3 it should give 3 okay yeah so let's run it again if you add 5 then it's 15 so 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 5 plus 4 9 plus 9 plus 3 12 plus 2 is 14 plus 5 15 okay it is as simple as that okay so let's just stop it and to the next lesson the find the factorial of the number it is as simple as it is so common factorial okay and define so empty compute LCT, factorial so it will take an n and then so number भने चाहिँ अब हामी के गर्छौँ भन्दाखेरि एफएससिटी we can just print it है f भनेपछि cty factorial of number is basically what let's just call it function it's compute factorial and so हामीले चाहिँ argument पठाउनेछौँ number होइन त so yeah enter a positive number so factorial भनेको चाहिँ त्यो नम्बरदेखि घट्दै गएर up to 1 होइन so what you need to do is let's say so for I in range 1 to n plus 1 return yeah, n let's say is to 1 goes to n so return a yeah so basically यसले के रिटर्न गर्छ भने फर्स्टमा ए भनेको 1 छ सो फर आई इन रेन्ज 1 2 भनेको छ मैले चाहिँ 5 हालेको छु भने के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि 1 2 चाहिँ 6 सम्म जान्छ द्याट मिन्स सो ए भनेको 1 छ नि होइन ए इक्वल्स टु अब इन्टु एन भनेको 1 इन्टु 5 हुन जान्छ त्यसरी एमा 5 बसिरहेको छ द्याट मिन्स अब 5 इन्टु 1 2 2 जान्छ ए इन्टु 2 जान्छ होइन ल ठिक छ अनि त्यसरी अनि 5 इन्टु 2 10 हुन जान्छ अनि त्यसरी फेरि 5 इन्टु 3 अनि 5 इन्टु 4 5 इन्टु 5 हुनु भएन द्याट मिन्स एनसम्म नै हो 5 4 3 2 1 okay so and it goes to n फाइभ हाल्यो भने 1 to 5 सम्म चल्न जान्छ सो ए भनेको चाहिँ ए इन्टु एन होइन कि ए इन्टु 5 हुनुपर्छ कि हामीलाई चाहिँ सो इन्टु आई किन गरेँ भन्दाखेरि वान इन्टु वान हुन्छ फर्स्टमा चाहिँ सेकेन्डमा के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि अनि वान इन्टु टू अनि त्यसपछि टू इन्टु थ्री अनि त्यसरी थ्री सिक्स अनि सिक्स इन्टु फोर ट्वेन्टी ट्वेन्टी इन्टु फाइभ छ वान ट्वेन्टी हुन जान्छ कि द्याट मिन्स वानदेखि एन प्लस वानसम्म चल्नु पर्ने हो प्लस वान इन्टु आई योसँग चल्नु पऱ्यो नि त नि यहाँसम्म भएको त वानदेखि जानु पऱ्यो ओके सो what we're going to do is just copy this say run this tab okay factorial भनेपछि run so enter page number 5 factor 5 is 120 okay so yeah it was nice nice bro nice very nice yeah so check code it's amazing factorial of 5 is expected 20 we can just do this look like an angel look like an angel look like an angel okay show media and continue largest number among three numbers so we can just define a function named lar so n comma n2 comma n3 so if n1 is greater than n2 uh, so we can use or we can't use or we have to use n1 greater than n3 print and then return let's say n1 okay so if n2 is greater than let's say n2 is greater than n3 and n2 is greater than n1 so we need to return n2 n2 and after that else basically return n3 elif okay so print lar so we're going to send three arguments 1 comma 2 comma 3 so 3 should print just run it 3 okay that's good if we just gonna run 5 comma 100 comma 2000 solution even a rod define e oh okay even or n so if n so percentage 2 equals to 0 return even return this odd so let's say take input from the user int input enter a number enter a positive number yeah positive number let's say print even or and even or it's like okay so if n is less than 0 please enter even enter positive number less than or equals to 0. মানে positive number 10. Okay, then nobody say. Let's run it one more time. Number minus 10. Please enter the positive number. Nobody say. Okay, now yeah, let's move to the next lesson. So what welcome to an exciting milestone to a pattern journey for this. Let's discuss list. Some yeah we all know. Suppose you are a teaching assistant at university and your task is to assign grades to this based on their average scores. So let's say scores we are given this and okay define grade. Okay, so and let's say let's always first compute the average scores first. Average. Okay. Mm, grade if average. If the average score is equal or yeah. Okay, let's move to the next. The project has two distinct tasks: calculating average marks and calculating grade. The get average function. The function takes a list containing scores as an argument to compute the average score. Okay, I got it. We compute grade, and the function takes the average score as an argument and computes the grade sheet and sheet. Let's read our first function. So I can just create it here. So what is the function? Get. Let's say the average and the score. Okay. So I'm just list one. So what is it? So what I need to do is for I in list. So what we will do is basically we can just sum. So let's say s equals to 0. We're gonna sum s equals to s plus equals to I. So if v g equals to n equals to len list. So list भनेको 0 देखि आउन जान्छ. So त्यसरी we need to plus 1 add the 1. Okay. So average equals to s by n, and then we need to return avg average. Okay. So and the function is what was that? Compute grade. So we'll take the average. Let's go. So what we need to do is basically so if avg is greater than let's say 80. So for now 80 and you see return excellent uh, let's say a plus 1 on. Okay, because if average is greater than 70, return good. Let's say just a or something. Let's say b plus. For 90 a plus 80 let's say and many more. So 90% like let's say user input cursor. We have this on the score when s equals to. Okay, so print just input enter the students name. Okay, n has grade n has let's say a plus भनेपछि कति हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि फङ्सन कल गर्नु पऱ्यो सो फङ्सन भनेको के हुन जान्छ भन्दाखेरि कम्प्युट कम्प्युट ग्रेड चाहिँ हामी पठाउँछौँ अनि गेट एभरेज स्कोर average score and inside that we have a score. What do we say? Grade. Okay. We just run it. So what will happen is it will be like enter the student's name. It's all in a. Let's just go to this tab. So this tab instead, and what we're gonna do is just comment it and paste it around. And let's say last song. Last thing has non-grade. Why non-grade? Because ನನಗೆ ಸುಂದರಿ return average गरेछौँ. So let's print the system file. Average नहीं लिखा है मैंने ना. So that means state just okay. So compute grid we can just do this to average. Okay. I guess that's okay. I guess last last thing has a non what the fuck. Okay, okay. Else return let's say just b plus जति भयो भने पनि हैन so just good yes आई पनि मिल्न त मिल्यो है okay so हामीले गरिसकेका छौं let's move to the next and we have finished this so recap if we look at the recap yeah definition function call and this all so arguments and return value so function को दुईटै काम हुने हो arguments return value and this greeting is basically available so next chapter so now so we have finished the function so since I have to go to college right now so I will just end my live stream here and we will do this fully so आज चाहिँ python basic सक्नेछौँ so this wire in the afternoon let's go okay let's stop our live for now and okay bye bye everyone okay in the broadcast okay